Hello, my name is Wayne Bril, and this is my producer podcast on Jimmy Page. Originally, Jimmy Page was a session guitarist and worked with Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton. Later on, the band called the Yardbirds approached him and asked him to join. He declined because this was Eric Clapton's spot and he was his friend and did not want to hurt this, but he did make a few recordings with them. The experience gave him an idea to start his own band, and drummer Keith Moon suggested the name Led Zeppelin, and this name stuck with him, and he later added Robert Plant and John Bonham to the group. They went on to make many albums, which Jimmy Page produced. He produced every single one of Led Zeppelin's albums, and put some of his own ideas and experiments into them. Some of the biggest things that he's known for is his miking techniques. At the time, most of the recording engineers and producers like to mic things very close up. The drums, the guitars, everything. They like to put the mics right up next to the speakers, which didn't sound very well to him. He thought the drums sounded like they were in a cardboard box, and he just didn't agree with this at all. So he brought back the recording style from the 1950s, and this uses the theory distance equals depth. So what he did was he invented the idea of having two mics on a guitar cabinet, putting one up next to it to get some of the close-up tones and the direct sound coming out of it, and put one farther back to get the area and room tone. So he basically kind of invented room tone miking and picking up the ambiances that are around the room of the guitar. He also worked on creating something called reverse echo. This is something he invented himself, and he actually worked on originally on a recording called 10 Little Indians. This technique involves taking the taking the tape that has the echo on it and flipping it over and recording it down to another tape and then flipping it back over, so that the echo from the recording plays first before the actual recording. So it's like a reverse echo, I guess. And he used this on many of his albums, used it on most of the guitars on his albums. And this is just something that I've really always enjoyed that they came up with. And it just sounds completely different from any other music of that era. By adopting the technique of miking at a distance, he was one of the first British producers to record a band's ambient sound, which is the distance of a note's time lag from one end of the room to the other. Thank you. My name is Wayne Brill, and that was my podcast on Jimmy Page.